Imagine this scenario for a second. You are super excited for your upcoming fantasy football draft, but you learn that you've been randomly selected to receive the 10th overall pick. You won't be able to select a CMC or a Tyreek Hill type player. Rather, you're given a lower first round pick tied to a higher second rounder, and the possibility of selecting two very solid players to start off your roster. The decision is tough, and one that has obvious and major implications on your roster moving forward. So, who should you choose? The name Jonathan Taylor comes to mind first. But he's a bust, right? Remember when he drafted him a few years ago with the first overall pick? Surely he shouldn't be going this high. But maybe it's time to take a look at the film to truly dissect whether the Colts running back is worth a pick at the back of the first round. Let's take a look. Before we go any further, do you want to play college football fantasy football? Because FTR has a solution for you. We've put together a Discord server, which is linked in the description, that we're using to put together free leagues for people to play college football, fantasy football. So if you want to get involved in this early, fight for a spot in a league, and maybe even win a championship, click the link in the description to join our college football fantasy Discord server. Now let's move on to the film. So for this first play, we're going to see a pitch to Taylor on the right side. Immediately, the wide receiver McKenzie is going to come in motion to the left, which draw this defender. This defender is going to go over here and then come back this way to follow McKenzie. That's going to make one less player in the play that could potentially tackle Taylor. Makes sense for the Colts play design. So they're going to pitch it out to Taylor on the right, and he's going to basically have a tunnel to run through after the right tackle, Michael Pittman, Mo Alley Cox. They all form a great lane for Taylor to run through, and he hits the hole really well and does a great job running through contact, and then even makes some defenders miss the second level. So I think there's misconception from some people that Jonathan Taylor is still being hampered by this ankle injury. I really don't think he is. He looked great in the latter half of the season when he came back from the injury, and we see that a little bit here. So I'm going to start the play, and we'll see what happens. McKenzie in motion, draws the defender here. He's no longer in the play. Pitch to Taylor, and here is our lane. We already see the blocks. Good block here, good block here, good block here. So our lane is going to be right through here, roughly. And we're going to have the safety trying to make a play up here, and we're going to see exactly what happens. Taylor hits the hole, and then makes a safety miss with the jump cut. Gets about 8 yards extra after contact. Juan Thornhill not able to bring him down. But obviously we see the good running through contact, the good vision, and the jump cut from Taylor showing that elusiveness. And by the way, these jerseys look amazing from the Colts. Just thought I'd put that out there. But yeah, we'll watch this play again on the replay. McKenzie, the wide receiver, is going to come in motion. Minshew is going to snap the ball, pitch it out to Taylor. And right here, we see our lane way clearer than we did in the last one. Freeland, the tackle, does a really nice job here on this block, just pushing to the outside, making a really clear lane, as well as Pittman here has taken this defender out of the play. So Jonathan Taylor hits the hole cleanly, and then makes Juan Thornhill miss with a really nice jump cut. And that is the end of that play. So right here, we're going to see a lot of range from Taylor as a runner. Not only being able to create when the play breaks down, a quality we usually attribute to quarterbacks, but also being able to redirect when the hole in the offensive line is not there, which we'll see it's not here in this play. We're going to see an inside run to Taylor and the linebacker number 20. I think that might be Pete Warner is his name on the Saints. He's going to do a really nice job plugging the gap that Taylor's trying to run through, so he's going to use the contact balance, bounce outside, and get about 5 or 6 yards before a really nice tackle is made by the safety. So we'll go ahead and show the play. Inside run, and there's Warner right here. Doing a nice job plugging the gap and the run support, so Taylor's going to bounce right off right here, and then the safety tracks him down. But really good redirect from Taylor. We'll see it again. Yeah, solid play, showing that vision. So here's a snap. Gap is plugged, gets the outside, redirects, and gets 5 or 6 yards on what really should have been a dead play from the start. Just Taylor showing the versatility there. But that was just a really good play on the safety's part. But again, just really good redirecting when the play was not there, when the gap was filled. So he's got that versatility. So on this play, we're going to see the tight end on the outside come in motion to about here. And then as the play starts, it's going to be run up the gut. He's going to come this way across the right side and do a really nice job clearing a lane right here, coming across the line and making a really nice running lane for Taylor to run through. And my favorite thing about Jonathan Taylor really is not only his ability to make people miss in those gaps and by the line of scrimmage. When there's contact, he keeps his legs turning and is able to get those extra yards, and even here, which we'll see, break out of numerous tackles on his way to a really, really solid gain. So we will see the play unfold here. Tight end comes right by the line of scrimmage, and play starts, And here's the lane for Taylor. Really good block by the tight end right here. And Taylor's going to run right up this gut. And we'll see him break some tackles. Right there. Gets out of the leg tackle there. Plows forward. Keeps those legs moving. Breaks out of one again. And it has to be wrestled down by the defensive lineman when they make their way back to the play. That's how long he was running. And we'll see that again here. Motions the tight end. Inside by the left tackle. Ball snap, does a nice job sealing that inside. And keeps the legs turning, breaks like 3 or 4 tackles, and just impossible to bring down. That's how he described Jonathan Taylor. So really nice play, not only from the Colts, from the tight end, but Jonathan Taylor breaking the leg tackles, breaking the arm tackles, and being nearly impossible to bring down for the Saints defense. So right off the bat, you're going to notice the formation. We have 3 players in the backfield, the quarterback, and then we have Josh Downs, the wide receiver. He's going to go in motion, taking this corner, Alontae Taylor, with him. And that's going to create a bit more space for Taylor to work here. They're going to run this ball to the left side where Taylor was, and he will switch over to the right. So they have one less defender in the box there. So we're going to see this concept to the left unfold. Some really good blocks by the Colts on the way to a really good run from Taylor after he, again, breaks a bunch of tackles. So here it is. Downs on the left. He moves the corner. And then you can see that now there's an open spot. They fake the screen, causing all these defenders to go towards Downs. And again, Taylor is now over here, so there's one less body. As the run starts, some really good blocks. We're going to see Quentin Nelson go to the next level and Demario Davis make a really nice block there. This offensive lineman make a nice block here. The left tackle does a great job sealing off the edge. Taylor keeps going. Uses a really nice vision, which we'll see on the next replay. And does a really nice job getting upfield, breaking tackles. Does get chased down, but a really phenomenal play. Using those angles against the Saints defenders. And we'll break it down again. So here's Downs on the left. He's going to go in motion, taking that corner with him. And here's the run. Obviously, Ryan Kelly, the center, great block. The left tackle, Bernard Ryman, great block. And then Quentin Nelson, great block in the next level. Taylor makes a really nice jump cut. The D tackle isn't able to keep up. Breaks 2 more tackles from DBs trying to hawk him down, and eventually does get chased down. But on that super long run, he broke 2 tackles, made a really nice jump cut near the line of scrimmage, which is what he's really great at doing, and then broke a couple tackles from DBs trying to hawk him down from behind. So great run from Taylor, obviously a really good rep from the Colts offensive line, opening up some good holes for him. Most of which the offensive line also returns this year. So a familiar unit for Taylor to work with that did a great job of opening up holes for him in this game, and that was a really great run for the Colts offense. So this next clip embodies something I really like about the Colts offense. You're going to see absolutely every player go to work in the run game blocking. These 2 tight ends here do a really nice job right off the bat, blocking over in this space in the backfield. They're going to allow Taylor to have more time against this blitz to get through the massive hole created on the right side by the offensive line, and we'll break that down here. It's going to be a run to the right side inside the tackles for Taylor, and he's able to get a lot of space and then churn those legs after contact to get about 8 or 9 yards more than he would have. So we're going to start the play. Good block here from the tight end. Good enough block here for the tight end to allow Taylor to get through the hole on what otherwise would have been a tackle. This edge defender is not able to reach him in time. Good block here, and this whole stone wall right here, this offensive line, including this guy, just absolutely seal off anything inside and make a really nice hole for Taylor to run through. And then he's going to hit the second level, drive into this defender, and get about 8 or 9 more yards than he would have after contact. So we'll watch it again with less pauses. Tight ends on the left. Really nice job, Taylor. Able to break a tackle there and then drive forward, pushed by the offensive line. So really great job overall from the Colts offense. So this next play, Jonathan Taylor is going to run on the inside of the tackles to the left side. And we're going to see this right guard and the right tackle both come across the formation when the play starts to try to seal off this edge over here, hopefully in tandem with the other offensive lineman, creating a gap in the defensive line, allowing Taylor to have an easy hole to run through. Unfortunately, as the play starts, the offensive linemen on the right side that come across are not able to get good enough push on the defensive lineman, creating a pretty big mess at the line of scrimmage that Taylor has to run through, and we'll see exactly how it does it here. But Taylor's able to keep moving his legs, fight through contact, and somehow make his way through this pile to get to the second level and drag a safety all the way down to like the 5-yard line. Play starts, offensive lineman come across, don't get enough push. Taylor has to churn his way through there, keep moving his legs, and drag the safety down to the 5-yard line, the 4, whatever you want to call it, but did a really nice job of continuing to move his feet through that pile. Even though it was a really tight hole to squeeze through, he's able to fit inside and do a really nice job of keep moving forward, and he is really hard to bring down once he gets to the second level. So that was a really nice rep from Taylor. When the play didn't work out great on the offensive line side of things, he's able to break through and still make a really nice play out of it. So this next play, we're going to see a bit of a zone run scheme, and through that we're going to see the center make his way to the right behind the guard here, and together they're going to try to establish a bigger hole for Jonathan Taylor to run through, and we'll see how well that works out when the play starts. And Jonathan Taylor is going to do what he does best and make some really nice moves when he gets to the second level. The ball is snapped, and 62 makes his way to the right side of the offensive line, while Fries, the guard, makes a nice block. He's going to try to move to the second level, and 62 is going to kind of double team, really, but also just continue to move back that part of the defensive front. So as the play progresses, we're going to see a bit of that. And then something else I noticed, the linebacker, I believe this is Devin White. Jonathan Taylor showing a bit of an outside run here, so White makes a bit of a commitment to the outside run, just enough for Taylor to cut back, and White is not able to get him on the tackle. So a bit of an overcommitment from the linebacker. Jonathan Taylor reads that and makes a nice cut. Devin White is now too far to the outside to make a play on Taylor. He's going to cut back inside into this hole created by the offensive line, and we're going to see what he does once he gets to the second level. Gets through this hole, matched up right here, and you'll see that he does exactly what he does best, and that is make defenders miss. Whether it's close to the line of scrimmage, whether it's in the second level, he does a really great job of that. Juke move, and just able to get about 5 or 6 extra yards. He's just able to get about 5 or 6 extra yards by making number 30 miss up here. Even though he does get a hand on the foot of Taylor, it was a really nice juke, and able to get out of the situation one-on-one. Good juke to the outside, gets 4 or 5 more yards. So this play is fairly simple. We're going to see Michael Pittman Jr., the wide receiver, who actually is a pretty good blocker, make his way to the left side of the line and going to try to seal off this edge here as Taylor makes an inside run to the left side. We're going to see this play doesn't work out too well as it's originally designed. There's not a hole for Taylor to hit on the left side, so he's going to redirect once again to the right side of the offensive line, find a hole, and get about 5 or 6 yards out of it. So see Pittman's in motion. Ball is snapped. Nowhere to go for Taylor here. He redirects, finds a hole. Good block from Braden Smith, the tackle, and is able to get more yards out of something that should have been a loss, really. So we'll see it again here. Pittman's going to come across in motion, and the defender comes with him. And Taylor tries to run that way. No hole. Redirects, gets outside, jump cut, and follows his blocks. Here's another good run concept from the Colts. We're going to see Mo Alley Cox, a tight end. He's going to come across to block this edge rusher here. And Braden Smith, the right tackle, is going to go up to the next level. The unfortunate part is he's going to miss his block, and Taylor's going to have to make a move at the line of scrimmage, which he is so good at doing, to make the defender miss and climb to the next level. So right here the ball is snapped. Mo Alley Cox, good block on the right side. The defender's not able to get there. But as you can see, Braden Smith has missed his block, and Taylor has to make a cut in the backfield, get to the next level, keep driving those legs through contact, and we'll see it again. I won't pause it here. But Braden Smith's on the left side now. It's inverted. Good block. Missed his block. Taylor makes a really nice jump cut and continues driving through. So he was able to make a man miss at the line of scrimmage and make a play out of something that really would have been a loss to a lot of other running backs. So right here in this next play, the ball's going to be snapped immediately as well. We're going to see a really nice play from Taylor getting through the arm tackles at the beginning of the play. I believe this is Mo Alley Cox. He's going to make a block in the defensive end. And then the guard here makes a block in the defensive tackle. Braden Smith, the right tackle, runs upfield and makes a block on Spillane here, the linebacker. And that makes a really nice hole for Jonathan Taylor to run through. And he eventually does get tackled early on, but not after he makes about a 10 or 15 yard run through the hole that the offensive lineman creates for him. But again, running through those arm tackles, not being brought down with tackles at the legs, it's something he's really good at doing. And again, he is impossible to bring down. So we'll see it here. Good hole. Taylor breaking through, keeping those legs moving. 10 or 15 yard gain there. Good blocking design. We'll see it again. Here's the hole here. Spillane is being blocked really well. So Taylor's just going to follow his blocks, continue running. Does not get tackled there and crashes through for a really nice gain. Another really good play from Taylor, making a linebacker miss. So we're going to see the offensive line do a really nice job of blocking. They're going to initially double team this defensive tackle, and the right guard's going to pull off and keep going upfield to block this linebacker, creating a really good situation for Taylor, in which he can do a really nice fake out on Christian Harris, the linebacker, and totally make him miss by making him think he's going to a completely different running lane than he's actually intending to go through. So we'll see that here really quick. Right here, offensive lineman does a really nice job. Right now, this defender is completely out of the play, and the linebacker, Harris, thinks Taylor is going to be running through this hole, so he immediately decides to pursue that way. But Taylor's going to cut back and take advantage of his overcommitment, and we're going to see it right here. Cut back, and then just eats up that open space, breaks another tackle, keeps moving his legs. We'll see it again. Number 75 is going to double team, and then get upfield. And then there's the nice cut from Taylor, just sends the linebacker flying, getting all that extra yardage. Really good vision from Taylor, and a really nice cut there. So this next play, right as the ball is snapped, we're going to see the safety blitz from Jalen Petrie, the Texans safety. And this defensive tackle really should have blown up this play. He does a nice swim move on the right guard, gets past him immediately, and is in the backfield for Taylor. But Taylor makes a really nice jump cut, makes a defender miss at the line of scrimmage, and then breaks a tackle from the linebacker, getting to the second level. And this is going to go all the way for a touchdown after he continues through there and puts a really nice angle on the defensive backs, so they have absolutely no chance of getting him. And a really nice block from wide receiver Alec Pierce. There's the safety blitz, completely blown block here. Taylor's going to have to deal with this guy right here. Jump cut, makes him miss, breaks the linebacker tackle, puts him on a really nice angle all the way into the end zone, showing that speed. And we'll watch that without all the pauses. So here it is. Makes the man miss in the hole. Gets past a diving tackler. And then nice block from the wide receiver. Uncontested into the end zone. Really nice run from Taylor, shifting at the line of scrimmage and making guys miss both on the defensive line and with the linebackers. Just really hard to take him down when even the play breaks down at the line of scrimmage when a block is missed. He's very crafty, very shifty on his feet, and has good reaction time, and is able to get past the defensive tackle and the linebacker. So on this next play, it's going to be a Taylor run to the left. We're going to see these two offensive linemen get upfield while these two drive into the defenders this way. Creating space for Taylor while also allowing these guys to get upfield and block at the next level. So all these offensive linemen shifting at the line of scrimmage, creating a different type of play and allowing Taylor to find holes not only at the line of scrimmage but also at the next level. So immediately as the ball is snapped, we're going to see the block here, while these two guys are getting upfield to block these linebackers, and that gives Jonathan Taylor a really nice hole to run through, and he's going to accelerate really, really well right here, fight through all the mess, break a tackle, use the contact balance, staying on his feet even after he gets hit, and we'll see that again with less pauses. Really cool run concept from the Colts. We're going to see the snap here. Both guys getting downfield. Taylor just following his blocks really well, and then the contact balance at the end to not go down, get about 5 extra yards after the contact. So why should you select Jonathan Taylor in the first round of your fantasy football draft? Well, let's turn to the stats first. Since he missed a good chunk of the season with an ankle injury, let's check out the per game stats. 74.1 rushing yards per game, 4th in the league. 0.7 rushing touchdowns per game. That is 7th in the league and tied with Derrick Henry. Rushing yards after contact per game, 58.9, which was 3rd in the entire league. Yards after contact per attempt, 3.5, which was 6th in the league. If you're worried about volume, he also averaged 16.9 at rushing attempts per game, which was 5th in the entire NFL. Also, he can get you a lot of quality touches with that volume. He averaged 2.3 runs of 10 plus yards per game last season. That was 3rd in the entire NFL. If you're worried about the past ankle injury, I think some of the film we just watched can kind of dispel any worry that Jonathan Taylor may not be back to 100%. He looked great. And if the downsides seem like too much, let's take a look at some of the other downsides from other options at the back half of the first round. Justin Jefferson's been falling in ADP ever since JJ McCarthy went down with an injury, which will be sidelining him for the entire season. So with his rookie quarterback out, it looks like Sam Darnold will be starting for the Minnesota Vikings. Not the best situation for Justin Jefferson. As for Jahmyr Gibbs, David Montgomery is still going to take a decent amount of work away, and while Gibbs will probably have a better season and have some good passing stats, Montgomery will still have a lot of rushing touchdowns. Something you want to look out for. Kyren Williams' downside is obvious, injury concerns. He's great when he's on the field, but how often is that going to happen? There's risk. But with this risk comes the possibility of an RB1 season out of Jonathan Taylor. It already happened once. Don't forget, a few years ago, he was the overall RB1 in fantasy football, with a historic season. He put up good numbers, he's going to get the volume, he's pretty much the only running back of fantasy relevance in that backfield, so you really don't have to worry about competition, and the stats and the product on the field was great. At the end of the first round, Jonathan Taylor has an extremely high ceiling he could live up to really easily, and I think he has one of the most attainable ceilings in fantasy football this season, at least among players in the first round. So with that attainable ceiling comes a bit of safety on your side of things. And since you're taking him at the back half of the first round, why not take a chance on a riskier player with your second round pick? I think he pairs well with a lot of options there, and I think he would be a great first round pick for most fantasy teams. The Colts are probably going to run the ball a lot this year. They did it well even when Taylor was out of the lineup with Zach Moss. so expect Taylor to put up big numbers in 2024. Don't hesitate to grab him with one of the last picks in the first round. You might just be drafting the overall RB1 in 2024. Thanks for watching the video. If you enjoyed, subscribe to see more of this kind of content. I'm Joe, and this is Fantasy Trading Room.